All right. Hey everybody. Welcome back to our channel. No, I'm kidding. I'm officially Joey T.
Yo, and this is First Class Smell. What's up, guys?
What is up, everybody? Listen, we're on a roll. We might be wearing the same outfit, but this is a different day.
Different day.
Okay. We got to mass produce. Listen, she's in East Coast, I'm in West Coast. So for us to do this for y'all, that's how dedicated we are to this thing over here. But today is juicy. Why is it juicy, Mel? Why we getting juicy today?
It's real juicy, juicy. The reason why is we're gonna be discussing two topics. The first one is interesting. I'm interested to see what your perspective on it and see some comments about this topic as well. It's monogamy, right? We're gonna talk about monogamy, the idea of monogamy, our opinions of it, so on and so forth. And
Yeah.
then we're gonna get into some juiciness, right? Some juiciness. I don't know if you guys heard. First of all, I don't even know if you guys got Zeus Network, but if you are in need of some ratchet TV in your life, Zeus Network is the plug for that. Download Zeus on your computer. I mean, not on your computers, on your smart TVs and all that good stuff. They have Bad Boys Club. So we always heard of Bad Girls Club. What was it on? BH? No, it was on
Oxygen.
Oxygen. It was on Oxygen. And Natalie Nunn from Bad Girls Club just started Bad Boys Club. I know y'all heard about it. We're gonna get into that and all the crazy crap that's going on that show. But first, let's get into the whole monogamy talk. Joey, you ready?
Yeah, I think so. I'm excited for this episode. It's a little different for us. We're giving you the bi topics, the two topics that came out. Not bisexual. Oh, the topics could be bisexual. I mean,
wait a damn minute.
Wait a minute. This is me coming out, guys. No, but let's talk about monogamy. I think we chose this. Why was this? Because this is a topic Mel brought to the table. Obviously, I'm about it. But what about monogamy? When did this become? Let's talk about monogamy for you.
What you mean? I feel like that's I feel like we're programmed for monogamy. Like
Period.
we're programmed for a monotheistic society. Monogamy goes into that, where you lock in with one person and whatever it goes. Now, I'm not saying I disagree with that. I'm just saying that that's all I know. So me learning something else or learning of something else what was outside of what I was initially taught as the program to abide by. But yeah, monogamy. I mean, it's a juicy topic, man.
It's a juicy topic. It does. That's why that's why we agreed to this one, right? Because it's like I know we're gonna say some things in this episode for y'all. Becoming I can't look. I can't. I can only be with one person. Open relationships, monogamy. And that's what we want. We want to challenge this heteronormative monogamy, me and you always forever, kind of thing. Which again, like she said, I don't knock it. So let's get into monogamy. What is monogamy? What defines monogamy? Monogamy is defined, and tell me if you want to add or if I'm wrong, a relationship between two people. Right? They're committed, an intimate relationship, intimate and sexual. Sometimes it could just be intimate, believe it or not. It could be platonic monogamous relationship. But usually monogamy is two people who are entering a sexual and intimate relationship exclusive to the two parties involved. Is there anything about that I'm missing?
I just looked it up. So according to the dictionary, you pretty much hit it right on the head. It's the practice or state of being married to one person at a time, or the practice or state of having sexual relationship with only one partner. And in zoology, it is the habit of having only one mate at a time. And monogamy, it also says this: monogamy is rare in most animal groups, but it's common among birds.
Penguins, especially, I read.
Bird brain
yeah, right.
No.
So no, I like that. So everyone listening, we're together on the monogamy, what monogamy stands for, and how that shows up, how we decide to how the rules we place on monogamous relationships are based on, however you were raised and however the kind of person you want to be, you want to show up, is monogamy. I think for me, when we talked about on wanting to talk about this, the first thing I think about is this day and age with everything changing and everyone becoming so open-minded, so progressive, healing, is monogamy sustainable? Do you believe in monogamy? That's the question I'm looking for.
You asking me?
Yeah, baby. Or you can ask me. I could take the heat. I don't mind.
Well, I was gonna, if you ask me something, I'm gonna ask you back anyway. I just want to know.
Oh.
But me, do I believe in monogamy? I'm gonna go and say, yes, I do. Believe in monogamy as the main concept, the easiest way rather, to create a harmonious, balanced relationship of love. I feel like that is the easiest path to it.
Yeah,
I do.
I agree. I agree.
I do. Mm-hmm.
I agree. I feel like if we're going to talk about monogamy, right, there is a version of monogamy. Okay, so what about relationships? Okay, so for instance, I'm in an open relationship, right? And romantically, I'm monogamous with my partner. I'm not allowed to fall in love with anybody else. And I'm choosing to honor that. But sexually, we're open. And so to the question I asked you, that I also feel like monogamy is possible. I do believe in monogamy for some people, but I don't believe that monogamy is the truest version of unconditional love.
It is not the truest version of unconditional love. I think it's the easiest path to finding a balance between two people, because you eliminate some of the things that you have to be super, like, I'm gonna just be real with it, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to monogamy, like when you ask me truly what I feel about monogamy, and I think of like marriage, right? For example, and I think when people get married and they say their vows, and the thing that has always scared me about marriage has not been being with one person forever. Like you said, the relationship, romantic part of loving one person forever. I'm sorry how this might come out, and I love you, babe, but like the idea of having sex with only one person for the rest of my life, and that is intimidating. I'm not even saying that I got plans to do it or I want to do it. That is intimidating to me, because sex is a connection, right? But it also is it's pleasure, right? And I'm really charging you with the duty of keeping me pleased, you and only you pleasing me, and me, you and only you being able to do that, and me being the only thing that'll please you, when, like we just said, one of the other episodes, our brain automatically recognizes two things: food and attractive people. So I know I'm not the only person you're attracted to. You're not the only person that I'm attracted to. We are choosing this connection, but we can also choose to explore other things together if you have that unconditional love piece and the healed piece. But this is the reason why this don't work like that, Joey, is because just how in my brain, I'm like, you know what? I don't know if I could keep, babe got that filet mignon, but sometimes I like Chick-fil-A, sometimes I like, sometimes I want Chipotle, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I want some other shit. But
why did I immediately think of a white girl when you said Chick-fil-A? Oh, yes. And then I think a Spanish girl when you said
right, like just the variety. So, and it's not saying that, but this is the messed up part, Joey. For me to think that she's thinking the same way. What you mean you don't want just my filet mignon? What you mean you want that? What you mean? That ego part. It's hard to take that I'm not the only person who could please you. And it's hard to accept or trust someone. Like you said something that was, you don't even realize you said it. You said you have the rules where you are not supposed to fall in love, and you choose to abide by those rules. Keyword choice. Yep. It is so hard to give somebody the key to your trust and your heart and your emotions, and all they have to do is simply make a choice of doing the wrong thing or doing something else or going against that, and that could make everything crumble. So that is too scary to gamble with, and so we play the safe route. No, don't be with nobody else. No, don't explore. Or I'm gonna pass it to you in a second. Or
no, you people do this, thing, babe.
They say we're in a monogamous relationship, but they cheat, right? I can't tell you that. I got to do it behind your back because it'll hurt your feelings. And yes, I do love you, but I just got to scratch this itch. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna be faithful to you. In terms of our household, our livelihood. This is my family. Nobody else gonna come between that. But I like to do my thing over here sometimes.
Yeah.
And people do that, and they say, no, we're in a monogamous relationship, and they present this front to the world as like we're this tight couple, but they already kind of got their own little agreements and things that they got going on. So I don't judge people. Do what you do. Whatever works for you is good.
Period. No, period. I think that was. I'm glad you took the lead on that. That's. I think I have nothing else to add to that.
I got a question for you.
But it's a
I got a
good. Oh,
question.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So what not to get into your business specifically, just as general as possible.
No, let's go. Let's go. You are open. I'm open.
Like, what factors led you to believe, or led both of you guys to get to the point where not only the idea of an open relationship came up, but the acceptance and agreement on both parties came into play?
Okay. You know,
and was it always like that, right? Like, could you have done open relationship like year
from the
1,
beginning,
year 2,
kinda,
year?
okay. Yeah. I want to start off by saying that I'm gonna allow myself the comfortable space. Usually I speak from a place of like, oh, I might be talking too long. I get to know. I'm just gonna allow myself to sink into the moment. So if for whatever reason I'm getting along to get to a point, just let me know and I'll get to the. Usually I'm ADD. You got to remind me. So with that said, very early on in this relationship, prior to this relationship, I was with somebody, Alex, for 2 years. Sorry, Al, if you're watching. I know we still follow each other on social media and stuff. But
hi, Alex.
And I thought open relationship was possible, but I realized that where that was coming from in that relationship was because I didn't want to be with Alex. Right. So a way to avoid the feeling. Sorry, Alex. And I didn't know at the time, Alex. So, I mean, we talked about this already. I didn't know at the time. I was trying to convince myself that that's where I wanted to be. It's what I wanted to do. And the open relationship idea came up in my head. I never brought it to his attention, which results in some cheating on both parts. I'm being completely real. I wasn't the nicest person in that relationship. There's a lot of different things. But the idea of an open relationship for me was a way to avoid feeling the heartbreak he was going to feel from me walking away. Right. I didn't want to hurt him by hurt myself by hurting him, kind of thing. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But me being strong, we broke up. Boom. We were together for 2 years. That 1 week, I was single for a whole week before I met Kevin, who I'm with now. And I was like, monogamy isn't for me. I was all about that. I can't like too much, to your point, because I realized I'm like this, left, right. I meet Kevin and it changed. I met him. I'm like, oh, this is who I want to spend the rest of my life with. Oh my God, I just want to be with only you. But he was the other end to that from the beginning. He wanted an open relationship. He was looking for an open relationship, right? And a part of me stayed in that situation with him, but he always made it clear that he's always wanted an open relationship. And I was like, yeah, I could do it. But I was just saying that because I wanted to be around him and I was willing to, like, whatever. So right. I share all that to say that we stayed monogamous. He made a choice to accept that I wasn't ready for an open relationship, right? For I think the first year. And it never led to me wanting an open relationship, because this is the point I'm getting to, y'all, because I was still insecure. I was subscribing to the idea that if you fuck someone else other than me, I'm less valuable. I'm not important. I'm not good enough to fulfill you, to make you feel complete. And I was putting that on his plate without knowing, right? So he ends up breaking up with me because he still wants to explore his life, but he doesn't want me hurt along the way. So we break up, I move away, we get back together, and we work on healing. I work on getting to a place where I'm not expecting him to fill my cup. He's pushing me to fill my own cup. We get to a place where we love ourselves enough, and I can experience him loving himself, and vice versa. And that weird pressure of like, be this way for me to be happy was removed. Fast forward to year 5 or 6. Now that we're healed, I get to a place in my brain where I finally believe, damn, who I'm in love with and who I want to fuck is 2 different people. And I had to check my ego, right? Not 2 different people, it could be different people. Who I'm in love with is Kevin, but I'm a liar to him, because I am looking at other people while I'm out and about. I am thinking, damn, they're hot as fuck. I am entertaining those ideas. And so in a way, he taught me to be honest and real about it, because from the beginning, he was like, dude, like, this is me. This is how I'm thinking. But I didn't believe him that it was possible to, my fear was he's going to fall in love with somebody else, But anywho, fast forward to one day, I just randomly realized, like, I can't keep thinking this. I respect this man. And also I'm tired of having this, of like sleeping in the same bed and being happy and having this inner dialogue where I feel guilty of like, I'm thinking of other people or fucking other people when I get a blowjob from a person or whatever the fuck. And I finally said it to him. He looked at me, and this is, and again, guys, I'm sharing all this to say that like we couldn't get to this place. That's the point I'm getting to. If we didn't have trust, if it's not coming from a place of lack, there was nothing lacking in our relationship. So when I brought it up, hey, I think I want to be open. He was so surprised. He started getting insecure. He's like, well, did you meet somebody? Where's this coming from? Because you told me this was never possible. And I was like, no. I think these last 5 years of you choosing to prioritize us, it kind of proved to me that you were right, that like you, this is it. This is us. And I guess now I'm not worried about you going anywhere or me going anywhere. And everyone's timeline is different, but if he didn't keep choosing us and didn't allow me the space to explore all that by myself, and didn't create a space where I felt comfortable to bring it up, because a lot of fear in the relationship is if I say I want to be open, your partner's going to end up feeling like they're not enough. But it's not, that is not your responsibility to take on. All you can do is reassure them that they are, and this has nothing to do with who they are.
You're about to cause a lot of arguments tonight, boy. So yeah, I just want to let you know it's not my responsibility.
I'm here for you, you know, like, but your only goal should be to be forthcoming to your partner about the things you're thinking. And then, you know, and then let them tell you what they want to do. It's not about them. It's about, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I like.
Yeah.
And if they can do it, if they can honor it, great. If they can't, then, you know, you guys got to make a choice to, you know, but I firmly believe where there's smoke, there's fire. If you try to put it away, it'll come back. Think about this. Caitlyn Jenner, Bruce Jenner was Bruce Jenner for a long time, kept putting away the feeling of wanting to transition to a woman, had kids, had a wife, had this whole thing, got famous, blew up. I bet she didn't see that coming. And then later on in life, that truth resurfaced at that sweet spot, you know, I'm going to do this for me. And that's going to happen in a relationship, right? So whatever you wait on, you wait with, however long you wait to have that conversation, you're going to wait with the anxiety, the guilt, the shame of the thinking process you're having around it. So long story short, that's how I got to an open relationship. It was a journey, and it was me healing myself and removing, telling myself that Kevin had to be a certain way for me to feel happy and feel loved. Once I learned to love myself truly, I then was able to entertain like, oh shit. And also, y'all, like I get fear too. If he falls in love with someone else, you know, the reality is love is unconditional. And I'm gonna love him regardless. So I know it sounds crazy, but if you say, hey, you know, I fell in love with someone else, I'm like, all right, so we get in a 3-bedroom apartment, but like, what are we gonna do? Because I don't care. I love you regardless, right? To me, that's the real version of love. And I'm not saying like to anyone listening that, you know, if you want monogamy and just that's so bad, but how truthful are you showing up in your relationship? How much of what you're doing are you doing because you're afraid you're going to lose that person if you really tell them what you're thinking, specifically around sex, specifically around emotions and people that you like? You know, sometimes I see monogamous couples who won't make a certain friend that they really want to make because they feel like it's going to make their partner insecure. And instead of making the conversation about, I really want to be friends with this person, you over here missing out on a good connection, you know, because you want to enable and cater to someone else's insecurity, when the conversation should be around that insecurity and why they have it and what can I do to make you not feel that way, because I still want to be friends with this person, X, Y, and Z. But again, I think that only happens when you build trust. So I think a little bit of open relationship advice in the beginning, really, if you don't trust your partner without a doubt, and what does that look like? You're not going through their phones, you're not going through their emails, you're not worrying about who they talking to. If you haven't gotten to that place, if you're still worrying about, oh, you liked her Instagram post, oh my God, I saw you coming on this person, don't even talk about open relationship. Work on that first. I'll end there. Sorry, that was a lot.
No. You like, it was a lot, but it was good info. You know, some of that stuff is dangerous if you're not actively listening to some of the things he's saying. Like, you can't just apply, you know, that mindset to a relationship if you haven't been through the right steps. Building a foundation, having that trust there, having that self piece there, where, you know, I know for me, personally, I'm a serial relationship person. Like, I'm not, I can honestly say I never had like a whole phase where I just like dated, like screw people. I always like, I don't know if it's the female thing, and I date females. We're very territorial. But even if we start off just, fucking around, we wind up, locking in. And then, the lesbian thing, there's a rule with lesbians. You together like 2 weeks, y'all automatically moving in together. And then there you go. Whole year later, y'all still together, and it was just because y'all was fucking and y'all cool. But I had to get out of that because I had to heal some trauma, bro. I had to realize it was my attachment to those relationships was me trying to find myself, me trying to mother myself at times, me trying to do different things to help the inner child, or help whatever it was that I had going on figure out where I needed to be. But once I realized that, I looked at the patterns of my relationship, and I did cheat a lot. Like, I had to look like almost every relationship except for my last relationship and the one I'm in right now, I cheated. And why did I cheat? Is because I came to that point where, like you said, I didn't bring up what I was already processing, was that I need something else. Like, and at the time I did care about those people, and I probably wouldn't have left them if I could have openly and honestly done something else. We never know. But because I had to sneak, and because those things happen, feelings get hurt, lies get crossed, so on and so forth. But I'm going to bring up my last relationship with this whole open relationship conversation, and why a lot of people don't do it is because we tried to have this conversation, and it was like we came to the conclusion we're not ready right now, right? And what happened was, when people say that together, like while you're with me in my face, if you're saying, okay, we're going to keep this pact, if Kevin would have went behind your back and started doing it, right? And then you found out, and you'd been like, whoa, we had to talk about this, and we said no. Yeah. So now the trust is broken. Now everything breaks down. So long story short, the conversation was no. It happened anyway. I found out. Trust is broken. Confrontations happen and things break down. But it's all because you got to be on the same page with somebody. You really do. If somebody tells you that they want to explore, first of all, you got to know who you're dealing with, and you got to know, okay, is it because you have like a really high sex drive, and I understand that it is purely physical with you, or do we constantly have conversations in our relationship about how I don't listen to you? Do we have conversations about how I don't understand you? Because if that's the issue, and you're looking for someone to listen to you, and you're looking for understanding outside of this relationship, that is going to make that relationship deteriorate more than somebody just getting a nut and coming back home. Yeah. So I really think you got to be on the same page, and it can't be out of lack. It has to be, it can't be out of lack, but it has to be simply for variety. Like, you just want some, some chocolate sauce on top of your sundae. I like the sundae, but this time I want caramel on it. Okay, I like this sundae, but this time I want nuts. Not nuts. That's Joey's Sunday, but no, seriously. And I also think what plays a lot into it is you're two dudes. And I hate to say it this way, but I feel like that's the easiest type of relationship that can have, that can be open, because dudes kind of understand the I love you, but the lack of like, not the possessive attachment, right? The healthy, like, I love you, I'm here for you. Yeah. I'm not going to be super clingy. That's such like a female emotional trait. So when you put two females into that, it's hard to overcome our nature of, you're mine. What do you mean? Somebody, no, I'm not sharing you.
Yeah, your
like,
nurturing nature.
Girls don't even like to share their best friends. So, like, my girl is not going to be like, yeah, you could go over there. Like, the moment I touch this girl a different way, or kiss her, or do that, oh, it's a wrap. No, hell no, that's it.
I'm with you.
What I mean? It's
I'm with
because
you
of the possessive nature of like feminine love. We nurture, we like, this is mine, this is my kid, I'm taking care of you, whatever that is. It comes out in relationships, and I feel like it's much harder. And also the reasons why in straight relationships, men are more willing to explore and come home. And then when women cheat, we cheat emotionally. Like, we get caught up in it. Like, I mean, sometimes it's women who could play the game now, do what they do, and come home, and you would never know. But a lot of times it's you get caught up. You start to get feelings. You start to get attached. Where a dude could be like, what you mean, man? We was just chilling. We were just vibing. You was just a vibe. But that girl who was just a vibe started to like daydream when she wasn't around him, started to like try to put the pieces together, started going on his baby mama's page. You know what I mean? When she wasn't around him, but you just a vibe. Remember what you were supposed to be. The emotional state of women is just a little bit different. And I feel like it makes it harder to achieve that in heterosexual relationships and lesbian relationships. Just a little bit harder.
I agree. I agree in the most literal sense, but I want straight people and lesbians to, again, if I'm agreeing with you, then I'm saying I'm coming from a place of where it's easier for me. But which in the beginning it wasn't at all. But I think that we need to transcend that, because for me would be like getting in touch when someone's in touch with masculine and feminine energy, which is you're a good example of that, of why you could probably execute that, because you are aware of your feminine and masculine and you know what that means. So to your point,
yeah,
it takes that. I was more on my feminine energy, and I always say that I had the mind of a curious straight woman, right? Where like I love me some COCK. Don't want to get demonetized, even though we're not monetized yet. But you know, like I'm carrying, I'll kiss you here and there, girl. If we drunk, that's cute. Well, I kiss the girl. That's nice. But and so for me, experiencing relationships like that was like I saw my mom, I saw my sister, that very like possessive, like emotional, like you gonna put your dick in someone else? Hell no. That's just not like I get that. I totally get that. But it was easier for me to switch because I do feel like men experience horniness more consistently. Our bodies just make us fucking like if you were to know the gay world within the gay world of the places that people go, I can go to any city and I can go to a mall and to the bathroom and cruise, and I'm sure I'll find someone who's cruising too.
Are you forgetting that I got
okay, yes. Okay, no, I take that
yeah,
back.
I know.
For everyone else listening, there's worlds within worlds. I go the gym,
bathhouses, all that was I know.
the fucking yeah, either way. So I wanted to touch on though, you said lack from a place of lack, like the other end to that is you can't judge your partner for what they want, right? So I used to tell Kevin like I'm not enough, and then he'd be like, when he made me feel like I would turn it around and be like, there's something missing in you that you keep wanting to have sex with somebody else then, right? So that was
broken.
Yeah, right. But it wasn't that. It was, you know, number one, everyone is different. There's 7 billions of us. There's 7 billions bubbles of energy and perspective and ways of living. And to think that one way is better than the other is just crazy. But this whole conversation for me, it's coming from a place of like where I used to believe in just straight monogamy to like now where I'm entertaining ideas of like polygamy and polyamory and fucking and what that means. And you know, I think I have the capacity to love multiple people at once, but not like, you know, so I guess what I'm getting to is open relationships when it's purely sexual, when you know who you love and you want, and you don't want to feel guilty about like how you want to explore a physical connection with someone. They're great. I don't, I feel like, but that takes 2 people saying, hey, it's you and me above anything else. So like
Right.
if the open relationship was like hurting us, at some point one of us would talk about it. We'd probably close it off to work on what we have to work on, because sex is great. Being able to hook up is great. Being able to not feel guilty around it is great. There is still some like, you know, I don't know, like a good example could be like last night we went out to the bar and some guy pulled, like I was drunk as hell. Some guy pulled me aside and made out with me, and I didn't realize Kevin could see it. I wasn't thinking about it. And we were with our friend Sandra, and he was like, I saw you over there being nasty. And my heart dropped because again, I'm still getting used to it. Like, you know, so used to this. And he was like, it's okay. You don't have to feel weird about it. We're in an open relationship. And
I would have got dragged out of the bar by my dreads into the streets, and it would have been a viral clip going on right now of what would happen if I would have been kissing a girl in the bar. What man?
No, but listen, that used to be Kevin. That used to be how he reacted. His exact words after he said that, I'm growth, right? And I was like, I don't know if this is for real growth or later on when we get home, you about to like you're just, you know, you hamming it up for the cameras because we're around friends. And he was totally this morning. He texted me, everything was great, you know, But again, the point I'm getting to is had that been a boundary, it wouldn't have been that important for me to make out with somebody. It really isn't. because I have respect for my relationship. So there is I think a deeper, higher level, more intentional conversation in open relationships, and you show up a little more authentic and organic in terms of like your needs and desires or whatever, and it allows you to be more vulnerable. If something made someone feel, I remember one time we were hanging out with a couple, and one of the boys was kind of ugly, the other one was cute, and I was like, hi, they were, but the one that was cute was only interested in me, and the one that was ugly was interested in Kevin. And I remember I wasn't picking up on it. I wasn't picking up on that Kevin wasn't interested. I was like, oh, he's into that. Okay, go, you go, babe. Like the next day, he gave me a cold shoulder, and then he got vulnerable. He's like, I guess the truth is, I want to be able to make out with you guys, and I didn't know how to do that because you guys were. And again, like that feels good, but I want to bring this to just really quickly before we switch to bad boys, polygamy and polyamory. I wrote it down. Polygamy is an intimate relationship with more than just two people. So me, you, and Kevin agreed to be in a relationship, just us three. So it's like monogamy, but with whoever is involved in the relationship.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So that's polygamy. Me, you, and Kevin, and we're all dating each other, and we're committed to each other. We don't sleep with anybody else, just the three of us. We learn to the interpersonal communications of that, why you cuddling with him a little more. I don't know, if me and you are fighting, I'm gonna go to Kevin. Not me and Melissa will never date. We did that, I'm sure, in the past life. We talked about that before. And we were like, hell no, this shit ain't gonna work. I'm gonna kill your motherfucking ass. You talk too motherfucking much. I gotta see you once a month, kind of thing. I'm probably gonna edit that out because people are gonna take that the wrong way. And then polyamory essentially is a person who feels like they can maintain intimate and sexual relationships with multiple people. So if you and I believe in polyamory, you can have multiple girlfriends and boyfriends. So can I. So me and you are dating each other, but I'm not seeing your other partners. You're not seeing my other partners. So we would make time up to hey, me and you, Friday and Saturday, it's our day, but I had a date with such and such on Monday. I got to show this person. So that's a lot, right? I'm not into that. However,
I'm not ready.
I could be in a polygamous situation where I'm committed to two partners, and that relationship could be open sexually, right? So I know I could see myself doing that. I don't know how that would happen, and I don't know if I would do that in this lifetime because I can barely handle myself in here.
That's what I was about to say. I'm just like, honestly, in the realest way, like I'm just really figuring out how to really love myself. Not like I take care of myself. Obviously, you're going to take care of yourself because you're yourself, but like really understanding myself, being comfortable, being alone, and I've been blessed to be in a relationship where I have been given the room to grow within my relationship and still feel like you're not going to go anywhere. You understand that I'm growing and you're giving me space to evolve. And we're still making the choice to choose each other every single day, because that's all a relationship is. Love is you're choosing to be with that person no matter what's going on. It's still a choice. You got to lock into that choice every single time. And whenever one person stops actively choosing, or one person stops choosing out of will, like I'm choosing you because I feel obligated to it. Like I feel like I got to choose you now. We got so much time in it. Or I'm choosing you because if I don't, somebody else going to choose you and I ain't going to like that. Like, no, we're both choosing each other because I see you for who you are. You see me for who I am. And we're locking into that. Can that happen with more than one person? I'm pretty sure it can. I know that in my particular relationship, neither one of us are ready for that.
Yeah.
Neither one of us are ready within ourselves and with each other. I'm still at that point where like, that's mine. Ain't anybody gonna have none of that. You ain't getting none of that. Not why.
Period.
I even think about the fact that you ain't a virgin when you met me. Why was you having sex with people? Who told you to give my shit away before you met me? I was coming. Like you could have waited. You could have literally damn waited.
Yeah.
But now I got to deal with the fact that you done let other motherfuckers try this shit. But ain't nobody after me gonna try it like that. Like I gotta gatekeep it for a little bit.
Yeah. And
then I'll figure out if I do want to allow others to partake of that. But
that brings me to this. Love for anyone in any kind of relationship. Love is not enough. Love is not enough.
Oh my God.
Love is not enough. Healing is the vehicle. Healing yourself is the vehicle to continually having a healthy relationship with everyone in your life. And to your point, like, I I have this concept in my head of like an open journey relationship, right? Where there's no labels, right? So like Kevin to me is my twin flame, my life partner, but like I feel like sometimes there's some connections that I make that seem a little more intimate, but I have no intentions of like wanting to be in a relationship. It's just something that I want to be able to tap into to experience a different version of myself with whoever that is.
Oh,
Right. And
that different
and
people bring different things out of you. That's a fact.
yes, and
That's true.
I want to get to a place where I'm doing that, not feeling guilt, and I want to be able to get to a place where I don't get scared that this would then mean that I'm gonna end up falling in love with someone else or something like that, right? But I don't think that's my true fear. I just think that's a fear that's programmed in me, because those feelings of like, oh, we got a connection going, da, 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 it always goes back to love because we're vessels of love. But
Right.
you know, like you said, the truth is where you choose. You know, I choose to continue building with Kevin. um and even right now we're in a really good spot. I think I talked to you about this the other day. My brain has been entertaining a lot of crazy ideas that would shake up everything. Hopefully by the time this comes out, I've already talked to him about what I'm referring to right
What
now.
did you mean by that? I watched the episode.
uh but anywho, so hopefully, you know, just as the big takeaway, you know, monogamy, or this is not a hate monogamy conversation, it's just the conversation around how we show up in our relationships. And if you're having certain needs, or you know, if you're feeling guilty about the things you want and you haven't expressed it to your partner, it doesn't have to be open, it doesn't have to be about sexuality, it could be a lot of different things, you know. Don't feel guilty if there's something your partner can't do for you. That doesn't mean you leave them or you leave her, just means you gotta, like, there's a spiritual, for instance, here a last example. Melissa and I have a very strong spiritual connection. We talk about a lot of crazy out of this world things. I know that I'm not going to get that out of Kevin, but instead of being mad at Kevin for not being my all, right, I make a choice. And I'm
Ooh,
right.
we put
Okay.
that on people too much, Joey. We want somebody to be everything. Oh my God. You gotta,
Mm,
you gotta, you gotta fuck me how I want to be fucked. You gotta be able to talk to me how I want to be talked. You gotta understand all of my emotions. You gotta support me financially. You gotta be able to, like, come on, what are you doing for your damn self? I'm going through my own journey too. And you can't expect somebody to be you're never gonna find somebody who is
mm,
all of those things. They're gonna have their flaws, and you got to figure out if their flaws are some of those things. How can you, for one, self-soothe, like heal yourself in that way, give
yeah.
yourself those things that you feel like that person doesn't have. And then you can do that another way by, there's friends, there's family, there's other ways, other outlets to get some of those things, like he said. Because
Yeah.
same way with my relationship, like I can't, if I say Anunnakis to my girlfriend, she, like, what are you talking about? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what do
Mm-hmm.
you mean? What is that? That's a new car. That's a, like, what are you talking about? So she would have no idea. And if I judge my love for her off of my ability to talk to her about different things like that, then you know what I mean? Like, that's not
Yeah.
fair.
No,
That
and
is not fair.
to add to that, it's vulnerability, right? Because even if it's something that Kevin doesn't really care for and I just want to share with him, I got to challenge myself to get vulnerable enough to say, I know this is not a topic that interests you, but I
Right.
really want you to hear me out, or I really want to be able to tell you this. It's okay to do that. We be wanting people to know shit about us that we haven't even figured out yet. We be wanting people to know what our needs are, and we haven't vocalized it. We be wanting people to know that, hey, I actually don't like it when you fuck me doggy style. I actually don't like being fucked at all, which is something, actually, that's a real truth for me. I realized I don't like bottoming. And I had to say that to Kevin. I don't like it. If I do it, it's because I'm feeling hella romantic and emotional and da 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 da. And up until recent, let me not say that. Um, you know what I was gonna say? I think you do. Anywho, so yeah, I just, I think from me to anyone listening, you know, bring vulnerability into your relationships and make sure that you're not expecting things from your partner that you have yet to put the work in to figure out in yourself. Like, just period. End of story for me. That is all I have on monogamy. What else do you have on monogamy, Mel? Because we just dropped some gems. We should be charging for this.
No, that's all I got to say. And Joey's in an open relationship, guys. I am not. You come that way to me, and it's gonna be smoke coming back your way. I'm just saying, we're not there yet. We're just not there yet, and it's nothing bad, like no possessiveness, none of that. It's just like a healthy, like, I'm learning myself, and I have you, and I'm comfortable with that right now. We'll figure out the rest later.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just what it is.
Yeah, y'all stay out of her DMs because I'll be the first.
Bad Boys Club.
Yes.
Yo.
Okay, let's lighten it up in here. Let's yes. Yes. I mean, not that it was heavy, but let's bring it to like the juice, which y'all really came here for. Y'all don't care about this stuff. Y'all really
Right.
came here.
Y'all gonna do what y'all want to do. Y'all know y'all can't be doing that. Yeah, boyfriend.
I'm a fuck him still.
Anyway,
I don't give a fuck.
I've been open.
He just don't know it.
No, but Bad Boys Club, like, yo, it's been like a couple episodes now. At first, so my first initial reaction to this show, and I think we said it on one of the episodes, I saw the trailer, and I don't know if y'all saw this one, but they had on like the fur coats and the suits, and they had like the fancy black cars. I saw that clip only, and I was like, oh, they're coming out with a Bad Boys Club. I guess it's gonna be all right. But once I saw like the official, like the extended trailer, I was like, oh, they throwing hands up in there. They laying holy hands up in this house. I need to watch that.
And we need to talk about the lack of, but okay, go ahead. The lack of real hands, like Gutter said. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, first of all, I didn't even know who Gutter was. Watching this show, he was one of the people when they did like the intro. I was like, who is he? Went viral doing what? Like I missed that whole viral thing.
Me too. I didn't know he was. Yeah.
Quickly has become my favorite person in the house. I mean, the most quotable person in the whole house. I know the aesthetic to some people, but especially people who are homophobic and don't like the femme gaze, like you could be gay, but you got to be a man type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I hate
like
that.
those people. Yeah, those people, they might not like Gutter because they don't understand that. But I have seen this version of in the hood. We see that all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I know your flavor of gay, and it'd be the funniest people.
Come on, living in Atlanta, Miami.
Anybody can tell you some of the funniest people, the people who have coined some of the phrases that we use, by throwing shade and it's not given and all of this stuff, are the femme gays. That's funny as hell. He dropped lines all the time. He funny, and I can't wait to see him fight because I already know I can see it. Yeah, I can see it. He a little Tasmanian devil. I'm telling you. I want to
like da-da-da, you know, da-da-da.
No, man, I love Gutter, man. He's one of my favorite. Let's go to Mr. Delivered himself. I've been delivered.
You talking about Andrew?
I love women. Yes, Andrew Caldwell.
Yeah. Show, bro? First of all, yeah. I think when I think of Natalie Nunn, right, and I think of Bad Girls Club, there was always a person who got casted that I think intentionally was casted for everyone to be like, this bitch is weak, and I think he was that person. Every season, there's always one girl who is like, someone will be like, she's not a bad girl. Why she's here? That's the first thing they said about him. He's not like, you know, he needed to be in on the Secret Housewives of fucking church. You know, like he needed to be in something like that. But this was a hot mess. Let's talk about episode 1. Yes. So we get introduced to the crew. And immediately, who are your standouts for episode 1? Who's your standout? Like, if you had to give it to like top 2 bad boys that stood out, episode 1, who would it be?
That stood out. So it doesn't have to be positive or negative, just that stood out to me.
That just stood out.
What's his name, man? Money Reside person, one who was fighting everybody.
Here, I got it right here. Yeah, I got it right. Darrell? No.
Darrell, yes, it is him.
Okay.
Darrell.
All right.
And Gutter. Darrell, I actually follow him on Twitter since he did the whole where the money reside. And I think he's a funny personality. He was kind of dropping hints on Twitter that he was going to be on the show. So I was looking forward to seeing him. And I was very surprised. Just to see just how he conducted himself, what was going on in the episode. And Gutter, like I said, I didn't know anything about Gutter. So he was one of the characters or one of the people that I like tuned into and was like, who is this person? When are they coming back on camera? Bruh is funny as hell. Like, really stood out to me. But those two, man, Darrell, he was drunk as hell, man. He did. Joey, like, how many times have we seen in the like, just like growing up, like, if you don't hit them,
I'm gonna hit you. My mom used to say that shit to me. If you like it, I didn't like that he did that. I felt like how Mulan felt. I felt like it was a little bit of bullying. And yes, because they were white, and we all knew that those two boys was scared as fuck. So for me, when you're a bad boy,
Come on, that was the worst fight I ever seen
you had to be
in reality TV history.
the worst doing
Hands down.
the dog paddle. You know,
they didn't land out one punch. They were scared. He knew they were scared. He knew they couldn't fight. So you saw that they couldn't fight. Anybody who could see that and who's been in fights before, you could see that neither one of these dudes could fight.
Correct.
If you could fight a little bit, you're not even worth my time. I'm not going to just beat you up. That should have kicked in.
Okay. I'm about to bait you. I'm about to bait you.
All right, go.
Okay.
Go with it.
Who do you think Gutter? This is now episode 2. Let's move from episode 2 to episode 2. Who do you think Gutter was talking about when he kept saying, I seen y'all throw hands and then y'all can't step to me? He kept saying it over. You know, he wanted someone. There was a specific someone that he wanted to step to him, right? Who do you think Gutter was trying to direct that energy to? I know he was doing it broad because he's seen a lot of fights, but I felt like they had to have been someone in that room that he really wanted to give it to. Who do you think that was?
Whoever the straight dude is with the hat on, who was trying to really force Carry On to say, you know, if he was gay or not. I just want to say to whoever casted Bad Boys Club, I'm not even mad about Andrew Caldwell. You picked the two wackest. You picked the literally two wackest white boys and the two wackest straight dudes to be on this show. Horrible representations of two gay. Even if you want to go you want to get two feminine type white boys. We know they're all over the place. How did you get those two? You could have came to Miami.
I personally know white boys who
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We know them all the time. Like, come on. Like you didn't even try. And then the straight dudes, first of all, I don't even understand if you're straight. I'm not saying you can't be on Bad Boys Club because that has nothing to do with being gay or straight. But if you are straight and you know that there's a show called Bad Boys Club, have you seen Bad Girls Club? Can you imagine the type of stuff that's going to be going on there? Can you imagine the type of cast that's going to be around you? You don't know that there's going to be a lot of gay men there. So you're going to be that type of straight man that's so fake with it. Like he like, oh no, I'm good, man. You know, you do you. If you gay, you know, you good as long as. And here comes the homophobic part. No, you good. You could be gay as long as you stay over there with that shit. You know what I'm saying? As long as you know, I need to know so I don't be shaking your hand and dapping you up. What the fuck? What do you mean?
Did he go to
shaking
jail
my
or
hand
prison?
And dapping me. And he went to jail and prison. So how
he
is
definitely
shaking
was
up and dapping up a gay man gonna do anything to you? If you straight, if you like women, you being around a gay man it's not COVID. You don't need a mask. You don't need 6 feet. You don't need to socially distance. It's not gonna just jump off of them and jump on you. What is it? Why are you so triggered? And things like that always, like, I ain't saying it's always a clue, but
it's suspicious.
It's suspicious. They always be them sus dudes, them DL dudes, the dudes that if you go on their phone and look at their incognito tabs.
How do you have the tenacity, the perception to even know that that's a possibility if you haven't experienced it yet, right? To even be like, because you don't look at me, or oh, I know you're trying to address me, unless you have let someone say that to you or you experienced that yourself in some way, shape, or form. I'm just saying that's suspicious. That's suspicious. Also, my only issue with this casting, because that's what we're talking about, casting, is that I feel like they casted people who were already, which is smart for marketing and views, but they casted like people who were known, quote unquote, right? Like kind of like D-list celebrity-ish kind of folks. But I want to go back to Gutter. I think I have a theory that it's controversial. He was actually talking about Darrell because when Darrell started fighting the white boys, he didn't do any better. All he did was he was fighting, sure, but he kind of pushed Andrew, not Andrew, the other white boy, the skinny white boy. I can't think of his name. He pushed him into that. So it appeared like he did some stuff. But when you go look at it, I wish we had the clip. He wasn't fighting any better. And he did that a couple of times.
Right. He really don't have hands. Like I know what you're trying to say. You're trying to just high level talk this, but he ain't got no hands, guys. None. He was doing a lot of action, but it wasn't really a lot of punches. Like it wasn't like a real fight. Like y'all know what I'm talking about. When people fight and this punches landing and a little tussling going on, it wasn't really that, because if he did do that, he would have beat his ass completely because the dude couldn't fight at all.
Now I'm wondering if
So
that has something to do with the contract. Like, does it have something to do that maybe like because they knew it's bad boys, don't hit in the face, you can get in altercations, but like, you know, if you hit in the face, because if look at I think the reason I say that is when Mulan got into those fights. I say Mulan like the movie. When Mulan
yeah,
got
he
in,
didn't really punch. He did a lot
he
of
went,
pulling and pushing.
yeah, all of them kind of did that. Even when they were fighting, they were almost all of them was scared to like land in the face for some reason, because again, like, you know, but I don't know, something about that seems very sus, unless it was staged. And then how did
I don't
Mulan
know
get
if
in
I'm pissed off. If I'm pissed off, I don't care about no. I'm not thinking about a contract.
right,
I'm thinking about fucking your face up.
right, right.
Like, yeah, that wouldn't even happen.
Let's talk about how Mulan and that the I think he's Latino got in a fight in a room and then went downstairs right afterwards like nothing. Remember they got in a
First
fight
of
in a
all,
room over.
this show, the reason why it's so much fighting, where they can't even get through episodes of like real content, and it's like this fight, because it is. And I was explaining this to my girlfriend who was watching it. I said, what we are witnessing here is the toxic mixture of a cocktail of toxic masculinity and toxic femininity in the same people. So you have
And
one
alcohol.
person who is a man, right? And alcohol, tons of alcohol. So you have a man who actually embraces his feminine side more than the average man, right? And will tap into that shit just like a woman would. It has that cattiness, right? And then he also is a man, so he got the testosterone of a man, the ego of a man, right? You mix all of those together around everybody else. That's why Milan fought him. I'm your friend. We don't have no beef, but I said this was my room and you can't try me, because if you try me, then that's that man stuff. You're dominating me. You can't dominate me. I got to dominate you.
Yeah.
And that's why when women fight, it's more of a catty, like, no, and it's a build up to the fight. It's a lot of talking. They go on commercial break, come back, they still talking. And then they finally decide, okay, I'm gonna sneak you and fight you because I'm so mad now that I gotta sneak you. And they didn't even have that process, because it was like, fight. Like, God dang, can y'all sit around and talk? Can we get a confessional? Can we get an activity? Can we have dinner? Can y'all go unpack y'all clothes? You still got on the shit you had when you got off the plane and got on the bus. Can we do something else besides fight? And I feel like it's just, that's what it is. Like, I don't know. When you see
it's true. I think that's so true. I think you hit on
gay
the
dudes
head.
get a bad rap, you know what I mean? And it's because that's the type of gay dude that gets, that is the one that goes viral, and that's the kind of one that becomes the influencer.
Well, he's going against the societal norms, and so already,
Right.
already people are looking at him like, and they're hating, but they're intrigued. How could you, oh my God, be this way? That's so different from how you're supposed to be. When the motherfucker's being himself, leave him be. Let him be himself. Sorry, go ahead. I like, you made me stand Gutter a little bit. He's in my top 3, probably number 3. But
that is funny. Unless he, I mean, and I'm the type of person who, if somebody, I can like somebody and still say they did something wrong. I'm not one of those people. Like, I could separate the person from, whatever they did, or the artist from the person, or whatever it is, art from the artist, whatever it is. But yeah, I like Gutter. Everything he said, even the ratchet stuff, I kind of stand behind it because I understand it. The real, he was dead wrong for some of the things he did. I still think he's funny and entertaining, and he belongs on that show for sure.
I totally agree. He's not as bad as he thinks he is, but he's definitely TV gold for sure.
No, and then he's also strategic. I feel like he knows what he's doing. He and he even said it, like, Natalie, you came on, that's how you became famous, because you went on the show and did that. So I feel like before he came on this show, he was like, look, I'm about to make a name for myself. This is my time.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
And whether if you go viral for something positive or negative, you still went viral. If you get publicity for something positive or negative, it's still publicity. So I think he understands that.
Yeah.
I want to be a trending topic. I'm still trending.
Period.
Yeah.
Okay. My top 3. Kirk Franklin's son. I like him a lot. He's my number 1.
I like him.
I like his. I feel like he is himself. He isn't threatened by no, like he said, I don't care if you're straight, I don't care if you're gay. And I feel like you can feel that he really is that way. I do like Mulan because he's also like, so far, even though I don't think I haven't seen him fight like hands. I feel like he's followed through on his confessionals. When he says he's gonna do something, he's done it, right? And at first, the first episode, he was like, "Oh, I can't believe Darrell was being a bully to the white boys." But when we had the conversation, I was like, "That was kind of weak. You made it seem in your confessional like he was coming hard." And then all of a sudden, he did end up fighting him, which I thought was okay. And then Gutter will be my number 3 because he's the realist. He's like not putting on for cameras. That's who he is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I like
he's
that.
funny as hell. Gutter.
Yeah.
I love Carry On. I feel like the reason why I love him is because he's a kindred soul. I feel like I know him. I know his story.
Yes.
He grew up in church with a public figure as a dad.
And he
and
fine.
although my family is nowhere near public as his family, but growing up in a household where your parents are the pastors of a church, and you have a sexuality that goes against how that religion is portraying how you're supposed to be, right? You're a little bit out of the box. But I always, even though like you said, I fully embrace my masculine energy and my feminine energy. There's a lot of studs like me who try to be super uber masculine and try to forget the feminine part. I think my superpower is I'm both. Like that's literally me. But I was, made ashamed to have that masculine part of me, right? From being a kid, and me call, oh, you a butch, you acting like a butch, or you walking around like this little things like that made me have lower self-esteem because I was like, am I, what's wrong with me? Like, why are you not looking at me like I'm a normal person? And then to have a religious parent who is a religious leader call you out of your name, call you a bitch, you a lesbian, you think you a man, blah, 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 blah. You somebody who go and give people guidance, you counsel people, you sing in front of the church, sing gospel music, and this is your life, but you talking to your own kid like that, like, you know what I'm saying? Not because I have a criminal record or because I'm a disrespectful person or I do crazy shit, but only and solely because I express my masculine energy and I date women.
Yeah.
So I can just imagine what he's been through, being shunned, being like the black sheep of his family, for being who he is. And that takes a lot of strength, man. He is definitely in my top 3, definitely for sure. I want to see where his story goes, and even be honest, I hope he makes something out of that. Like, you're not Kirk Franklin's son, you're Carry On. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I want to give a call out so far though to this season. 2 things I want to see next season if there's a season 2. I'd like to see a trans man on the show. I would absolutely love to see a trans man.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. I absolutely would love that. Because
I thought Dylan was trans. I'm sorry.
No, for sure. Same.
The look, I'm sorry, I kind of gave me trans man.
For sure. I think the reason I'm saying that is because look at the conversation that is sparking, right? The one that I have experienced my entire life, especially being raised in the hood, especially raised in a toxic masculine culture, my Hispanic roots. It's the straight versus gay is the you can't be that way, that's too feminine, it's all the times that I had to deepen my voice and be a little more masculine on the streets when I really didn't want to, just because I didn't want no one to clock me, whatever the case. That conversation is important, and I think it would be great if they brought a trans man onto the show, to then when someone right before someone gets in a fight with a trans man, they're going to try to figure out, they're going to have a talk about female to male transition and how that doesn't matter and this, that, and the third, or whatever the case, or if someone's going to be gentler, because I just see that being controversial. And then also they didn't have, I don't know if the guy's Latino. I know he looks African-American to me, but I didn't see no Latino representation, like legit Latino representation. And I would like to see that. I would like to see that next episode. I know a lot of Latinos would have easily, that I follow, that are gay, miss, or straight, could have easily replaced the 2 white boys. We don't need to give white boys who are leeching off of black culture a fucking platform.
Oh, I'm sorry, because that's a big thing in gay culture. White boys who are gay take a lot specifically from blacks who are gay, and then specifically from black women. It's like a caricature. They try to become a caricature. They try to become a caricature of a black woman, and that's a whole nother conversation to get into. But yeah, I can't wait to see what happens. Stay in tune for this season, and we'll be tapping in again to give another review after the next couple of episodes to see what if it's just a whole bunch of fighting. Don't get me wrong, the fighting has been entertaining, but like I want to see more. Yeah, I need to
character
see more
storyline. Yeah. What do we give it? What do we give it out of 5 stars? What do you give it right now so far?
I'm giving it 4 stars. I give it 4. It's entertaining. If what your job is being on Zeus, network is to give me ratchet TV, you have delivered ratchet TV. They've done that.
Yeah, I give it a 4 too. I give it a 4 too. What would give it a 5?
Better casting.
Yes.
I'm okay with Andrew Caldwell because you need the controversy. You need that person that like you said, that person that's lunch meat.
Yeah.
Get everything started off up in the house. But the 2 white boys and the 2 straight dudes, there's so many other straight dudes who would have maybe still had issues, or maybe, things would have come up and lessons still would have been learned, but in a different way.
Yeah, I agree.
They're ignorant. I feel like they are ignorant and they're not even ready to like learn. They're so ignorant, they're not even at the point where like you can give them the information and they take it in. They're gonna still be like, nope, because they think that them trying to understand is them saying, oh, I'm okay because I might be gay too. No. That has nothing to do. Understanding is not becoming.
Period.
Understanding is just literally understanding, because
it's accepting.
It's accepting that there could be a person on this world that does not subscribe to my way of thinking, that is still a good person, right? They don't subscribe to my idea of love, and they don't have the same attraction that I have to the opposite sex, and that is perfectly fine. A lot of people, and I want to give people credit, because I feel like we talk about people being super homophobic, and there's way more people that are not homophobic than there are people who are homophobic, and we give the problem too much energy. You should feel stupid. You should feel stupid as hell being homophobic in 2022.
Yeah, for sure.
And the reason why you should feel stupid is because a lot of your favorite rappers, a lot of the favorite artists you have, a lot of your favorite TV shows, the clothes you wear, a lot of the things you do, things that go viral, movies you watch, things that were produced out there, have been created by people who are gay or who are not straight, right? And people always say, oh, there's a gay agenda. They putting all this stuff in TV and in media and stuff like that. If you are a movie writer or a script writer and you are gay and you had to write all of these scripts your whole life about straight people, you can't put a character you can identify with in there.
Yeah.
So is it really an agenda, or is it really showing a real representation of the reality of when you look around, there's more than straight people. So when I look on TV, there should be more than straight people. When I listen to music, there should be more than straight, ideas of love in music. You know what I mean? And that is okay. That does not take away from what that is. There's a security in knowing that you are you, but other people, there's different spectrums of the way that we can live our life. Doesn't necessarily, if you're not hurting anybody, it's not wrong, because there are some wrong ways to live, right? You can't become a serial killer and be like, what do you mean? It's just my way of life. No, obviously, right? You can't just be out here scamming people and ruining people's livelihood. It's just my way of life. You create a bad karma for yourself. Those things are not just a way of life, but someone being where it's not hurting them. That's not hurting anybody else. It's just how they view love. How is that really hurting you? It's not. And so you got to wrestle with the reason why you do feel the type of way about it. Is it what you've been taught, what you heard, things that you've learned, things that you've been programmed? And you got to chew on that. Is that true? Wait, let me look at the people that I know in my life that I do know are gay. They're not really bad people, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, they're not really any different from the straight people I know. They go through things, straight people go through things. What would be the difference? Just what I've been told about that. Yeah. So we got to unfuck ourselves sometimes, man, and really, really get down to the core of it. And I just wish they had two straight people on there who were more closer to that spectrum of understanding how to unfuck their brain, even if they were still unhealed.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts. No, facts. Absolutely. With that said, that was good. That was really good. We are reaching the very end of mother tucking episode. What did you guys think? Let us know. Was it a lot?
I know, no, we said a lot, guys, but from monogamy to Bad Boys Club, whatever it is, whether you like, man, I don't know about the open relationship stuff, or like, I've been trying to have this conversation with Bay for a minute about whatever. As long as it don't get you in trouble, okay, go ahead and drop it in the comments. We'll love to talk about it, discuss it. If you've been tuning in to Bad Boys Club and you got some opinions and some folks on there, man, drop it in there. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe we can do one of these things where we can collect, if you guys drop random questions throughout the last couple episodes, this one and the next ones, we'll do an episode with all those questions together and we can call it advisory. Maybe we can like answer, whatever the question is. So I don't know. That'd be really cool to do, I think. If y'all like that idea, let us know. telling y'all to comment everything. If you're breathing, comment. I'm breathing.
I'm alive. I just watched it. Comment. No, man, but we appreciate all the love, man, for real.
It's been amazing. Okay, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to turn on your notification bell, that'd be great. And you can hit us up in the DMs as well too. I'm signing off. I'm officially Joey T.
First Class Mel. It's been real, guys.
Yeah, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Later.